All right, guys, Shotty T here with another video. We are just a few hours away from being able to collect the Season 1 Crimson Plague Awards. I know some of you guys are probably in other servers that may be at the beginning of Crimson Plague. I know someone commented in one of my videos about walking us through the beginning of it. I did do some videos that talked about the different stages of Crimson Plague, so make sure you check that out in the channel to help guide you through weeks 1 through 8. Of course, these rewards will be dropping for us in just over 4 hours. So these tickets, I believe, will expire after this season. So if you collect these, make sure you use those before, I guess, Monday midnight. So we'll have like a 24-hour grace period, I guess. These tickets, I understand, will be used next season. So whenever I learn more about this upcoming season, I will definitely talk about that. I assume that these tickets will be used, will get credit for like day 4 versus whenever you use those recruitment tickets. So I will not open these until Thursday this upcoming week. So be on the lookout for that video. Of course, we'll be opening up the rest of these rewards. I definitely need these resources because I just started my HQ 30, which is going to take another 35 days to complete. So, and I am out of resources, so I'm glad that I'm going to get some boxes to compensate. But this video here, I know some people are like brand new to the game or brand new to the server or their own server. And I know I've been talking about stuff like arms race, trains, trucks, like how to do some of the basic stuff in the game, the campaign, exploration chests, which buildings to upgrade, research mastery, gears. So I talked about a whole bunch of stuff, barracks, stacking. So check out all of those videos. But I guess one of the videos that I guess is probably not understood is some of the the bare bone basic stuff. Like, what are all of these icons that you see on this screen here? Like all this stuff you see on the border. Like, what is all this? So I figured this would be a good opportunity, especially for those that are like brand new to the game. So because some of you guys may not even have a HQ yet. So the beginning, when the game first starts, there's like a whole bunch of cities that are like outside of the map. And you can kind of see that there, where you have to kind of pave your way through and eventually unlock your HQ as you see here. So, and you start off with the elementary champs of the game, like the blue champs and some of the purple ones. So you have to kind of work your way through that. But and then you get resources. So you look at the very top, you have your food, you have your iron, and you have your gold. So obviously once you build your HQ, you'll slowly but surely accumulate more of these gold mines and the food as well as the iron. The more you upgrade your HQ, some of these can also be earned through research mastery over time. Whenever, like, if you start from the very top, you gain another farmland here, another iron mine here, and another gold mine here. So you get 4 naturally by increasing your HQ on different levels, but you can gain a 5th one through the research mastery. So that's why I have 5 of those plots there, and five of each one. The more of these you have, the more resources you can produce per hour. The higher the level of those buildings, the more overall production, because as you can see, that's the economy of the game. That is how you upgrade all your buildings, anytime you want to upgrade a building, it requires resources, as you can see. Anytime you are looking to train troops, it costs resources. Again, that's barracks. Anytime you train troops, let's see if I can speed up through. Well, I'm not gonna speed through that because I'm very low on speed ups. But anytime you need to train troops, it costs resources. Anytime you're looking to heal champs coming from the hospital, it costs resources. Anytime you start a new research task, let's just look at it here. Anytime you start a new research task, guess what? It costs resources. All right, gold. So they are the bare bone of the game. So that's the resources. Now the two things you see below that, that green thing and that diamond here, these are just exclusive to this season that I'm in right now. So if you're brand new to the game, you're not going to see that. So disregard that. This next icon here is your power details. It lets you know what your individual power level is. And if you click on the power up icon, and I did do a video on this, it kind of shows you where you're progressing and what are your areas of improvement. So there's a rating system, and I talked about that in great detail. It lets you know if relative to your HQ level, if you're less than S or whatever, if you're like a C or a D, in my case, it's always units because I'm always fighting. And it kind of tells you here too. Uh, it lets you know where you stand, how to improve yourself, and if you're developing properly. So make sure you refer to that if your power rating is where it should be instead of, because it's one thing to want to increase your HQ, but a lot of times I end up facing a lot of level 30s that are underdeveloped because they're in such a rush to develop their HQ that they forget all the other things that make an account prosperous. Because again, as you can see, there are a lot of categories. You got hero level, hero tier, skill, gear, decorations and building stats, drone component, drone levels, units, tech, survivors, building. So it's more than just HQ level. So you got to make sure that you're not just an empty 30 or empty anything. Take your time, progress, use your building queues, which is the next icon, to build. Now, when you first start the game, you only get one building queue. The rest of the building queues you have to buy. I talked about that in another video, which things I recommend spending money on if you're going to spend money. The second queue spot costs 99 cents. The third one is either $4.99 or $9.99. I forget. Maybe they've discounted it since I started. Maybe they made it more affordable. And I believe that fourth one was like $19.99 or $24.99. So to me, it's worth it just because you get the chance to build more stuff at one time. But you can get by with just 3. And then you also have the research queue. Again, you start with 1 once you get your research building made, and then the second one won't be available until you reach level 20. And again, you have to buy that one too. And I know that's $19.99 unless they made the price cheaper since then. All right. So that's that there. So that explains those icons. VIP. So VIP levels, you unlock these either through chest. There are different ways you can get it through different tasks. If you're in an alliance, you can gain VIP points as well. And what that does, it just give you different perks. So if you're brand new to the game, you have VIP 1. And the way you unlock it is either you can purchase it with diamonds or you can buy a 24-hour, a monthly pass. The monthly pass is $24.99. Again, you don't have to do that. I choose to do it just because I prefer not to spend my diamonds. I like to use diamonds on other stuff. So you can use that for that. You can activate it. So, and again, if you want to use it sporadically whenever you need to upgrade buildings, because it does help. But again, it's not mandatory. You also have First Lady that you can utilize for your benefit if you want to progress your account and get those same VIP benefits without using diamonds. You just have to be more steadfast in that. And then the upper left hand corner is where you have your profile. You can change your profile pics. Right now I have 4. I think it allows you to have up to 4 in your queue. And as you can see, I kind of rotate cartoons. And of course, tomorrow I will be having another avatar. It's going to be another cartoon from my childhood days. As you can see, I'm kind of on the older side. You see Garfield and Friends, Animaniacs, Rugrats, and G.I. Joe. But in the past, I've had Smurfs, He-Man, Power Rangers. So pretty much in that late 80s, early 90s era. And Darkwing Duck, DuckTales, I had a lot of those. I think I'm going to go Alvin and the Chipmunks next week. Of course, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I had them too. So, all right. So that's the left side there. And we talked about the top. Now let's talk about the right-hand side. So here is where you can go shopping. So this is where where you spend money at. And again, this is completely optional. You have the daily sale, which is where, well, there we go. The thing takes forever to upload. Where you can choose to buy any champ. It depends on how far your server is, depending on who's available in the store. It'll default to Kimberly for most people. If you want to buy another champ that's available, you just hit the switch icon. And depending on who's in the server, if you're looking for an exclusive champ that you don't have, like Stedman, for example, if you click on him, select if you want to buy him, it's $4.99. And with that package, you'll get a full version of him along with tickets and stuff. Or you can just buy it individually for a lower price, but it's better to get the bundle if you're going to get him. And if you want to build more shards on him, you could pretty much buy him every day if you want to. But I think when you first buy a champ, it does unlock like a special 7-day pass, or not a pass, a 7-day paywall basically that pops up here. So and it'll have like different tiered prices where you can kind of get more versions of him for a better price. So this is where you see all your pop-up deals in this column here. The second one, you'll see either some special events that may pop up every once in a while. And again, most of them have paywalls. Some of them have free-to-play stuff where you don't have to pay anything. And then hot deals is pretty much mostly stuff you have to pay for. But also you do have stuff like Bullseye Booty, which is going on right now. Actually, it's going to end in 2 hours, where there is some things you can get without spending money, like such as Alliance donations, radar task, and training units, where you can get more stuff there. But it varies depending on what the event is. And then you have the events tab. It'll show you all the different stuff that's going on. Of course, we talked about how to join the community for the game. And you get free diamonds for doing so for Facebook, Discord, and X, formerly known as Twitter. You have your monster. We talked about that in the video. Alliance exercise. Zombie Siege. I believe that's specific to this particular season that we're in. Winter Storm, which to be a permanent part of the game now, and I kind of missed it this week because I was asleep all day. Desert Storm, which, as we know from the timeline, has been in since like 3 or 4 weeks within the server. And then Arms Race, which pretty much been a staple since the beginning of the game. And as you can see, make sure you take advantage of opening up all those daily boxes to get maximum daily rewards. It doesn't cost any money to do that effort. So the other tabs, they vary. Sometimes you'll just see the hot deals and the events. The two things below depends on what season you're in. Versus pretty much is a weekly staple. I think 3 or 4 weeks within the server. So you'll see that there, and it'll show you how to gain points. And we're gonna lose this week. Unfortunately, this opponent decided to step it up that last hour, that last 30 minutes of day 5. And I knew if it had to come down to Buster today that we were not going to have a chance, because they have a lot of powerful people, level 30s all over the place. So that's why today we're losing pretty bad and we're going to lose the week. All right. And then, of course, depending on what season you're in, you might have some other stuff that might show up: Capital Conquest, Warzone Duel. So I got videos on that too. So that explains pretty much everything at the top. All right. The bottom part here, you got the Alliance tab. So this is where you collect all of your Alliance related stuff. You go to Alliance Tech if you want to donate to the Alliance to get more Alliance store credit or contribution points. And you use those in this area. All right. So you can get stuff out of there. Again, all it takes is effort. If you're in an alliance, you can collect gifts. Gifts are obtained anytime someone starts a rally within your alliance, or if anyone makes a purchase. And the more purchases and the more rallies, that also increase the gift level, which makes these rewards more amplified the higher the level it goes. So I definitely recommend, if you're new to the game, make sure you join an alliance. The higher the gift level, the better. But some of the top alliances do have a minimum requirement. So you may have to start at a lower alliance, and then as you build your account, you can upgrade to a higher alliance. Some alliances may not have strict standards, so just check your server to see which one is best for you. Alliance help, you help out people. Alliance wars, you can see the different fights that are going on. And some of these other icons are tailored to if you're a leader or not, so you may not see some of these when you look. This right here kind of lets you know where you stand within your alliance, whether it comes to power, the number of kills, and daily and weekly donations. This is also a tool that leaders from an alliance can use to see who's donating to the alliance and who's just being a freeloader. So that's why we try to, we can see we got a lot of people that haven't donated, but some of these people haven't been on the game in like a week. So we're probably going to be making some roster moves once this season is over. If you want to apply to an alliance, you hit the settings, hit apply. Well, no, not here. That's our settings. You hit alliance link, and you can either search by here, or if you have a specific alliance, you can click there to search. Or if you just want to look to see which alliances are the top in your server, you can look here and look to apply there as well. And some of these other things are leader specific, so you may not see all of that stuff there. All right. And then this here is your inbox for all the different stuff. You can see all your battle reports whenever you're fighting against individuals. Alliance mail, make sure you check that regularly just in case you see like a message from any alliance leader that's too big to post in the alliance chat, which I'll show shortly. Events is where a lot of times you collect different rewards that may pop up, so make sure that you're in there regularly. So I'm collecting these as we speak, so make sure you're doing that. Season is season specific stuff. System is where you see all the updates that I've been showing you sporadically, and sometimes if the president in your server will also make messages here, so make sure you're checking that regularly. These are zombie fights. You can check those logs to see how you're faring, and if you made purchases, it shows you where you can make, where it shows your purchase history. And then inventories, where you see all your different items and how they're categorized now. And I'll go ahead and collect all these diamonds here. Speed, as you can see, I've depleted quite a few of my, I had way more resources than this earlier. So those are, they're all categorized now for easier organization. So that's the right side. And then the left side, you have different icons. It lets you know if you have a visitor at your gate. Radar task, when you check those in the field. Yes, I can go ahead and collect those. I'll do that later. All right. And these were your, anytime you upgrade your HQ, that sometimes you'll see like a red icon at that little hammer I just chose. Specific buildings or buildings that pop up that you can start installing in within your HQ or you decorate. Some of these decorations can be earned through chests, but some of these decorations are completely free, where it doesn't give you any benefit when you place them out there, like these trees, these statues. You can place as many of those as you want. Some of these you have to pay for, but it doesn't cost much, 10,000 gold, just to put it out there. So make sure, and so it kind of lets you know it's categorized where things are. And some of these unlock as you increase your HQ or as you develop within the season. This thing right here at the bottom are different tasks. Make sure you're checking this regularly. That had a phone call that came in the middle of recording this video. I made sure I put it on Do Not Disturb this time. But if that particular person calls me again, I think it bypasses Do Not Disturb. So hopefully I can finish this without another call back. So what I was saying is this particular icon here is where you have all your different tasks. Daily tasks, they're pretty much there. If you collect all of these, you get pretty easy stuff you can collect to add to your account. Some resources, some speed ups, drone parts. And then you have main tasks here. These pretty much update every time you upgrade buildings for the first time at a new level. So you get like some nominal rewards anytime you do upgrade new buildings to higher levels. And then you have season related tasks, which again, depending on what season you're in, you're not going to see this if you're not in Crimson Plague. So that's that there. Again, nominal rewards. But this is the main stuff that'll be there regardless of what season that you're in. And of course, these two whenever you're upgrading buildings to a higher level for the first time. All right. And then you got the very bottom. So that's the last part there. So let's go from left to right. So the left corner is where you see all of your heroes. And you can either categorize them by all or by class only, tanks, missiles, or aircraft. And then you have the different levels that there are, and you can improve them by hitting upgrade. Of course, I'm not upgrading this guy. We talked about the equipment in another video, so I'm not going to go into detail about that. And I talked about champs in general in more depth in another video as well. But I'm just letting you know where that stuff is. And then you got this bottom part here, this bar at the bottom. These are all your chats. Because believe it or not, a lot of people don't go to the chats. Yeah, we have a lot of people in our alliance that probably haven't been in this area. Because that's where a lot of communication takes place. So make sure that you're in here. Like anytime if you're in the alliance, if there's an important announcement, make sure you check here. So that way you have pinned comments that sometimes some of these are probably time specific that have already passed by. But if it's something that's ongoing, make sure you check that to see if you're not missing important updates. Because, I mean, they will get posted in this chat once they initially get announced. But, of course, if we got a very active alliance that likes to talk, you got to scroll all the way up to find different updates. Also, whenever there's a treasure dig, you'll see a dig icon down here that'll pop up. So make sure that you're taking advantage of that. And then if you're a leader in the chat, there'll be a separate chat for R4 and R5. So we kind of talk strategy and stuff in there as well. So that's the alliance chat. Then you have the world chat, which is open to everyone. And again, there's going to be a lot of stuff in this area. So sometimes might see drama play out in here. Sometimes I can get entertained where people go into different topics, and that's the entire world, and not just our server, other servers as well. And then you have this is for English only chats as well. And then if you're in an event like Alliance Duel or a Warzone or a particular season, you can go to here. I see someone put Hot Tour in there. So that's for Alliance Duel, and then that's for this entire season that we've been in so far, which will be over in a few hours. And then you have your DMs where you have different people you can talk to individually there. So it's like a little social aspect of the game in this area. And then this also has different icons for different settings. If you want to block people, translate messages, it's pretty easy. Especially, let's show an example here. Let's see if I got a chat with someone. Let's see if I can find a chat with someone from a foreign alliance real quick. I think this is probably, nope. Thought that might have been one. Let's see. Okay, so here's an example. So it's pretty easy. If someone is talking to you in a different language, you just hit that AT icon, and they'll translate what they're saying to you. Let's see. Well, it's taking forever. There we go. So it's pretty easy. I like that aspect of the game. So no matter what language it is, it'll translate for you. So make sure you're paying attention to that as well. And then you have this bottom right, which pretty much toggles you between the world, where you can explore, gather items, loot, secret tasks, fight different monsters, territories. So this is where most of the action stuff that's within the game is located out here. And we talked about the map in a different video with the different icons, so check out that video. And then if you want to go back to your home base where it's just your base only, you click on base and it'll take you back in this area here. So yeah, so that's pretty much the basic fundamentals of the different icons and what do they mean. Like I said, I talked about all the other stuff in more detail in other videos, so again, check those out. So I know that was a lot that I went through, but I wanted to make sure that everyone that's brand new to the game or just starting for the first time understand the dynamics, or maybe some people that have been on the game probably didn't know the full gist of every little thing, and probably for the most part, if you were like me, when you got on for the first time, you was just there to click buttons. So now you know what some of these buttons do and their functions, so that way you can maximize your ability on this game. And be on the lookout for another video that I will talk about, if I knew what I do now back then, where would I be? So I will talk about that in another video. But anyway, like, share, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and I will talk to you later.